Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, 64 years old. Wow, he looks actually pretty young. Actually, I got distracted. But anyway, we got some news. Things are actually getting worse for the Democrats. Um, some people say it's getting better. Some people say it's not. Honestly, um, it's kind of hilarious. Um, Seeing that, as you know, Adam Schiff is a U.S. congressman running for the U.S. Senate, and he has the nerve, and it's okay. It's the Democrats' problem, but Adam Schiff says Biden needs to go, and I thought we were done with that. By the way, I thought we were done. I thought we were literally done with pencil neck here, basically saying, okay, Biden, you got to go. And not just that, Democrats in general saying Biden performed horribly. He can't win in November. And they're right, he can't. To be exact, he was, um, as you know, 70% of Americans say absolutely he is unhealthy and unfit for the presidency. And that's why Trump won the debate. And essentially, allegedly, and honestly, I don't think Trump lied in the debate, but everyone's saying Trump lied, and they still agree that he is the beneficial candidate. So the writing's on the wall. And with the assassination of Donald Trump, the attempted assassination, excuse me, that's pretty much putting, as you know, the slot on the wall. Basically, a pike in Biden's coffin. Not just that, but a pike in the Democrats' coffin. Because really, it doesn't really matter who you put in there, because the country is falling apart. Is the way it is. It's falling apart, and it's the way it is. Not because of Biden. It's because of Democrat policy. Democrat policy in general. So, and Americans know this. They're not dumb. A lot of Americans, I mean, a lot of the news media is so insulting to the United States, and they always have. The American people, they insult the American people by telling us that Trump was inciting violence at his rally with auto workers when he used the word bloodbath, even though he used the word to, which is used, as you know, to define an economic turbulation, especially in the auto industry. Biden used that word, Obama used that word, Bush used that word, but Trump can't use that word. He can't. Because remember, anything Trump does and says is taken out of context and used by the media on the behalf of the Democrat Party. And Americans, as you know, are realizing this. So things are not going good for the Democrats. I think this is probably the worst month they've had in a very long time. I can't think of a month in 4 years with Biden as president, a month that hasn't been so bad for Democrats than July. And that's why I call it Patriotic July. Patriotic July. Because this month has been a month of patriotism. Despite the tragedy taking place on the 13th, we have to recognize that the focus should be that Donald Trump lit. And I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump shouldn't be alive right now. I am dead serious. He shouldn't have lived. It's impossible. And people are that's why it's making big news, because this guy aimed directly, and he aimed correctly. He technically didn't miss. That's why it's an act of God. That's because why it's divine mercy. That is a divine intervention, because supposedly Donald Trump was faster than the bullet. And the bullet, how fast is a bullet? How fast is a bullet? How fast does a bullet just a gun bullet. Let's just say a general. I think it's a gun. It doesn't really matter. A bullet's a bullet. A gun bullet travel. The speed of a bullet when it leaves the end of the gun's barrel, called muzzle velocity, can vary widely depending on the type of firearm. Yeah. For instance, that means we gotta do some research. What's it called? What gun did the Trump shooter use? Okay, details about the rifle. AR rifle manufactured. The shooter in Saturday's assassination attempt reportedly used an AR rifle manufactured by DPMS Panthers Arms. So yeah, manufactured rifle. So how fast does a AR rifle bullet travel? And our answer, an AI interview, is none of it. I don't care. I just want to know an answer. How fast does it? It varies depending on the weight of the bullet, but I can tell you, it goes beyond thousands upon thousands of miles, or just I don't think it's miles in this case per inch per. I'm horrible with math. If you guys could not already tell, I think you guys put the puzzle pieces together. But let's agree that a gun is probably faster in reality than a cheetah. It's when you pull the trigger, bam, it's too late. You can't even see the gun travel. You can't even see the bullet travel. That said, if you record it and put it into slow-mo, it's impossible to see the bullet because it's so quick. It's like the fastest travel device that I could think of. If you edit your little gun video into slow-mo, it would be kind of hard to see your bullet fly. Yeah, because it's too fast. And think about it. Donald Trump moved his head just in time. How? That rarely happens. Like, in some reason, when, as you know, Mr. Crooks pulled the trigger, and Trump, right when he pulled the trigger, Trump moved his head. Wow. What if he didn't do that? That bullet would have lodged through his forehead to his brain. He would have been knocked out unconscious, and this would have been a bigger story. Well, kinda in the fact that Donald Trump would have been the 5th president to be assassinated. But when it comes to, as you know, in this case, surviving this, which it pretty much is a miracle, people are like, okay, this was an act of God. And people that don't believe it acts of God, they claim it was staged. Like woke people from California, they supposedly believe that Donald Trump did this to himself. He must be an idiot, and he's not. Even the idiot of idiots would hire a 20-year-old to shoot him. And what do you think? 20-year-olds shoot me in the face, shoot me in the head. And yeah, obviously, what's the percentage of people who live after you got shot in the head? Most of the time, your head blows up, or your head is literally shot off. So I think if Donald Trump hired someone to assassinate him, and he would say, go shoot me in the head, I think, honestly, that would have been the most stupidest thing ever. And not to mention, why would he do that? Shoot me in the head. Donald Trump's already cognitively smart and cognitively fit for office. And you want to get shot and possibly have a brain disability if you somehow mental disability if you happen to escape the assassination attempt. Heck, in some instances where people survive these gunshots to the head, they can't talk. They totally they totally are not themselves. They forget how to walk. They become they have to start over. It's just scary and disturbing, and it's sad that these people are going to conspiracy. And this is the thing, guys. January 6th is fake. It is fake. I'm not saying it was a conspiracy theory, but when it comes to the outrage, it is fake outrage. It is Democrat NPC propaganda. January 6th was real, but the assassination wasn't. That's propaganda and that's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. And people, and the American people, are realizing this. Absolutely. So we talked about one contributor on how Donald Trump, as you know, why Democrats are doing so bad. It's over for them. Over. It's July. It is July. We are halfway to election day, and Democrats have been struggling all the way through, halfway through. It's over. And then we have Democrats saying, hey, you know what? I think it's JOEVER, but we're going to try our best. Let's go behind Biden. But Pencil Neck over here says, no! Like, Pencil Neck shouldn't be concerned. Of course, this guy's Russia propaganda buffoon. He cares about other people's businesses. This guy should be focused on his race, his bid for the election to the Senate. This guy's a joke. And part of it is, rightfully so, because honestly, Adam Schiff is going to win. He has a 60% chance of winning, that being higher, because it's California. Okay? California. But let's take a look at the 2022 California elections. Now, what Adam Schiff is allegedly, now I can't jump into Adam Schiff's head, but Adam Schiff is probably afraid that California will become a New York in this case, where the Democrat would win by 5 to 9 points. Okay, that's what he's concerned about, because in 2022 California wasn't as bad as New York when it came to Democrats and their overall turnout and voting, but they did overall underperform the 2018 midterm results. Taking a look at, this is statewide constitutional office, general election, yes, Padilla ended up winning 54% of the popular vote. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. This is a special. Oh, goodness. 60%, 61. Yeah, this is pretty much a good race for Padilla. I think Padilla, yeah, part of it was he was senator before. House of Representatives, overall turnout was good for Dems. And yeah, they did, and Republicans did pick up seats too. A part of the reason was Orange County. Orange County voted in every single election for Republicans. So yeah, supposedly they did well. They did lose a lot of suburbs though. They lost Hispanic areas, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, and Fresno County. These are Hispanic areas. So when it comes to Hispanic flip, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, these areas voted against Trump. And look, counties like Fresno and San Bernardino and Riverside have been long contributors to the Democrat Party. And they are now leaving. So that is interesting when it comes to that. 59. But so overall, I think when it comes to 2022, it's not really a good example. And part of it could be because of his overall performance in the election of okay. Um in the Senate election specifically, right? Going all the way down. Right here. Part of it, you'll see Adam Schiff barely won by 0.1%. Overall by popular vote. Yes, you'll see he got squashed by Steve Garvey. He's like, oops. This is the regular blanket primary, but when it comes to the special blanket primary, he got trounced by Steve Garvey, and that's because, to his credit, though, to defense of Adam Schiff, he was being contested by a bunch of Democrats. You got Katie Porter, Barbara Lee, Christina Pascucci, Sippi Galani, and all these people. But yes, essentially there are more Democrats than Republicans in here. So, but yeah, overall, Adam Schiff is going to win. But he's like, okay, apparently this Steve Garvey guy, he's a troublemaker, and Garvey coming out and saying, hey, you know what? I oppose a national abortion ban that dismantles Schiff's agenda to use abortion, because abortion is a huge, huge tactic in blue states like California. And guess what? Republicans gained despite Roe v. Wade being overturned that year. That shows that abortion isn't the number one issue. It never will be. In fact, the struggling American, like, abortion is a concern about the future. It's not happening now. The fear tactic of abortion. The Democrats will say, oh, women are going to die around the country because they don't have access to their health care. Well, is that happening now? No. In fact, we have a legal immigration crisis going on right now, and women are actually dying to the hands of actual rapists. So honestly, I think we need to get that control over first. You see what I'm saying? So yes, this is probably a reason why Adam Schiff is so focused into getting, as you know, Biden to drop out, because really, what's going to bring Democrats to the polls? They're not motivated for Biden. I mean, the NPCs will go and vote for Democrat. They will stand in a line forever because that is their sole purpose of life, to vote Democrat. They are NPCs. And they all live in the West Coast. So Schiff doesn't need to worry. He has those votes. But when it comes to the moderate Democrats, like Bill Braher, I'm saying his name wrong, but Bill Braher or May. Okay, that's not him. Okay, that's another guy. But yes, you know what I'm saying. The Bill guy, moderate Bill. But yes, he's from California. He's moderate. It's going to take a lot for him to go and vote for Biden and then said elect Schiff, because people, you must be so close and be an Adam Schiff fan by a lot in order to go to vote on election day for Schiff only. It's going to take a lot, but and supposedly in this case, yeah, I mean, Schiff isn't really liked. I mean, this guy does not look good. Like, this guy looks like, look at this photo, guys. Look at this guy. This is an impulsive nerd. He has I have to be careful of what I say, of course, but I'm not saying this to Adam Schiff. But if someone had this face it would be the most punchable face. Like, seriously. And I'm not saying this to Adam Schiff because I have to be really careful about directing acts of violence, and we experienced an act of violence towards one politician, Donald Trump, as much as we want to admit it. But yes, we have to be extremely careful because that can get us in trouble. So no threats to Adam Schiff at all. I'm just saying that face, literally the expression. If someone went up to me and had that expression, so I'm like, I just want to. Oh my gosh, I would like so annoying. This guy, yeah, this guy's impulsive, and you wonder why. This is Kamala Harris. This is a supplement for Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris left California to be vice president. But California has to have a nerd or an awkward quirk to occupy the state, and this guy's the supplement. So no, if Adam Schiff ever becomes president, I guarantee you he will run for president. He will run for president, guys. No doubt about it. He will stay in the Senate for 3 years, and he will throw a bid for the presidency. I don't think it will be 2028, possibly 2032. But this guy's going to run for president. And if he gets elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. And I'm going to use the word. It will be, because this guy would obviously be worse than Joe Biden, and he's not cognitively impaired. I'm not kidding. So Democrats are desperate. It's not looking good. And overall, it seems that Trump is tackling in, as you know, blue states. Virginia, we found out RCP is not tied. Virginia is not tied. Don't let them fool you, because there have been a couple polls that have been going on favor for Joe Biden. As much as we want to admit it, I think that's more important to admit than actually going in thinking we're going to win Virginia by a lot because it was tied in July. Well, no. The thing is, RCP has a reputation of not including every single poll. I don't think they include the non-accurate poll, but to me, a poll is a poll. So even though it's not really accurate, yeah, you'll see essentially Trump has only won one poll in Virginia. I think that's going to be a little bit, you need a little bit more here in order to call this state for Trump. But it would be amazing if he won it. Absolutely. But who knows? Maybe we'll start turning the tide. I mean, we have to, like, look at here, 46-44. It's definitely close, guys. So my hopes are high for Virginia. I thought we had some news in New Mexico. Real American posted something. No, it's actually a very close poll. 49-47. It's somewhat close. But yes. But what do you guys think about the Democrats' panic of 2024? Let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.